Uh, when Bible talk about the aromatic raisin and the onyx are also there, it reflects the selection standard. Standard. You don't select just one thing. You're looking for a vast material, or you at least you have kind of like a shotgun. You need to find some place with more resources, a full resources place to start your colonization. But for God or heavens, they pick a place. At least there are three main things for them: gold and aromatic raisin and onyx. They call the onyx also there. So it's kind of like gold is the main things, and raisin and onyx are the secondary, but all good, all important. So that's the reason the river of Pishon put the first. That shows their criteria. I'm gonna name or rank favor this river as a first because it has at least these three important things. That's from the verse 11 and 12 I noticed. Verse 13 talk about the name of the second river is the Gihon. It winds through the entire land of Cush. So, as I talked before, I don't know what is Gihon really means. Really, it just maybe in some really old language means big, small, or just a song Gihon. I don't know. I can't guess it. But I noticed the relationship between Gihon and the Cush and the winds through the entire land of Cush. So it's kind of like coordination system. It gives the route and it gives the location of another reference point called Cushion. So it's not only Eden, right? It has a Cushion, another reference point, also between it, or there is another reference as a river. The river winds through the whole thing. So you can have a map, or you can build a road. You can have a herding route between these two places. You can going back and forth. I don't know what's the reason to set these two in the ancient time, why you needed this to very, very early. I mean, very, very early time, unless communication or tribe or to tell the difference. If the land all occupied by God at the beginning, or just Adam, then you don't need to, because you just follow the river or whatever, keep chasing the animal, do whatever herding things. But you have reference things, you have the name of the river, you have those things. Does this mean actually it belongs to different tribe, or belong to different heavens? Different heavens, they make a different colonization. I don't know, but that's just my soul. Genesis 2:14. The name of the third river is the Tigris. It runs along the east side of Ashur. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. Right here it gives like a location, a reference, everything. So it's kind of it winds through, is along, it's run along with the east side of the Ashur. So here, the first time brings in the direction. So what direction? East. I think Ashur is a very important place, or should be at that time should be some kind of either royal family or gods or kings or rich, very very rich land or something, because that's the first things the name of the address, first address was mentioned, Ashur, and they used the east side of Ashur, so it gives the direction to Ashur. Also, when we say east, north, west, south, right here, like even back to Asian time, I highly believe wherever the sun goes up, right, that's the east. So I don't think it will have much different opinion about the direction. So even gods, even heavens, they use those kind of map, those kind of direction to guide the herding culture, to guide Adam to wander, to practice over this land, this garden. That's what I believe. Also, another thing is interesting is see all the rivers, right? All the rivers, 4 rivers. You can go the river, doesn't matter, like you along the current, whatever river you follow, eventually again it gonna end what? Ocean. You can't go nowhere. Then you can, along the coast, you go to another river, you against the water, against the current, you go back, whatever. Maybe you go back to the same place, or you go to another side of the ocean, coastline, ocean. So it's a setting, it's a boundary line. So it will not, they don't worry about where you get lost. You can just keep going, keep herding, keep get spend all your life on it, and you just stay over this land. That's, I think, so that's the reason they don't need that much detailed reference. They only need a couple river, couple location, couple address. That's it. That's for herding culture. I believe that's all they need. Yeah, I have an interesting thought about the name of Ashur, because think about it. The important place or rich place or full of gods or heavens, whatever, at that time, it's a big city, right, called Ashur. And the first man called Adam, A starts A-R. Then the alpha beta starts alpha. Then God called himself, I'm an alpha. Yeah, God called himself alpha, which means A, or the sun R starts first. And in the Buddhism, there is a spell, very important, 6 characters. Om Mani Padme Hum. You can sound like Ah Mani Padme Hum, or Ah sounds. It's close. So it's all like open mouth, like that. It's a breathe out. Actually, it's a breathe out. And when I saw my son, he was born that time, they pat his butt. He started crying. And the first song is close to R enough, right? It's all breathe out. So naturally, the language was designed or depend on our breathing pattern. Also, I think in the Bible or everywhere, if you start B, one is open, one is closed. B, b, all out of the breeze, but B are secondary because when lately there are gods in the Bible. God hates him or hates her, right? So if any gods, that's what I just assumption. And God probably any gods starts B whatever, they are second class, and starts A, maybe they from the primary rib. 2:15. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it, and to take care of it. Right here, I feel like first the important words: took the man and put him in the Garden of the Eden, and to work it and to take care of it. You know, if something it's not in chaos, it's perfectly arranged, do you need to take care? No. If something will not fail, will not fading, right? Do you need a maintenance? No. So even the Garden of the Eden is still has a life cycle. It will get into a chaos. It will fading. Matter is time. Also, maybe it's a small because think about only one man or only Adam, the man himself, and God create this man definitely a adult image, right? It's not baby. You can't create a baby after like 16, 17 years expecting this baby to do work between this time. So through clone or through whatever technology, this man appear as a adult image. So he has a physical capability and a certain understanding in his mind to see what is good, what is bad, what should fix, what should take care, what should manage. That's the original assigned task for Adam. Also, I noticed God took this man and put him in there. So God not working him there, or God not just created this man in this place. No, this man was created in a different environment. And God took him. It's kind of like you pick the fruit or you took something. It's kind of small, very small things. It's a very small things you transport, but it's not transport. It's just kind of you pick the apple from here, you drop somewhere else, and put him in the garden. Not in the middle of the garden, maybe the middle of the garden, and start to walk around. So that's you need a middle of the garden, the direction. Also, Adam maybe during fly over the Garden of Eden, he can see the terrain. He can have the overview of the map. That's probably another reason about the full river, the reason of a full river, because only those things you see it through the sky make total sense. So the man God took and put in the Eden, God wanted him to take care of it, to manage it, to take care, to fix, right? God in here used the word it. It means the Garden of the Eden. So inside the Eden, they are trees, water. It's a small environment. There are animals, all kinds of animals. So it even close to say this is a testing ground. It's a lab. It's a testing ground. So Eden it's a small environment we create, kind of like Most Utopian Universe 25. You let Eden, you give some time, give some practice, and that time didn't say women, So at the beginning, God only created Adam and let him solely to do the work. So women, Eve, she was created inside the Eden. So notice difference. The difference is outside the Eden, inside the Eden. Eden is a unique environment. So women somehow they are unique because the material or everything is from the Eden is different from outside the Eden. Eden was created very specified for certain purpose. Then I thought about it. When God said, let us make human, based on our likeness, whatever. So he took the man, he made it, put it inside the Eden. What about the other men's? Other men's or women's, they already did, or whatever, just other species outside the Eden. So what will they do? What kind of experimental things they go through? So interestingly, it's kind of like heavens. They start a big scale observation, big scale lab experiments. So ancient time, there are many gods, there are many race, there are many culture in different place, show the different, all kinds of ways create a human, but it's all same experimental things. I highly believe Eden is one of the place documentary recorded. Some people, I noticed some people say Bible old verse like those 5 script, Moses script, may be actually plagiarism from the Sumer's documents. It's possible. It's very possible. I already said, but I never see those documents. I can get a chance to see it. But as a very far beginning, I always believe this part. The milk, you put the orange juice, still has milk. You just try to dilute or try to find some way to trace all the way back, find out the milk. That's all we can do. So yeah, also in here, we have to pay attention. When God asked Adam, the man he made, to take care the garden, right? So what made it need to be taken care? Which means all the trees, all the grass, all the animals within it, they will eventually they will have a chaos or fading, or just they're not in a stable status. That's what I'm understanding. So for example, maybe overeating the grass, or maybe overeating the tree, or maybe the tree, whether the tree's not fit this area or not, maybe some animals get the poison ivy, I don't know. But the point is, the environment, the Eden environment is not a perfect environment. Because a perfect environment, do you need to take care of it? Do you need to fix it? Do you need to manage it? No, you don't. right? So this environment has some defects, but where are those defects? Where those defects came from? From my understanding is because all those animals came from the dusts, and they eat the dust, they eat the grass, eat the tree, whatever. Actually, everything came from the ground. So the ground is against God's will. Because when God talked about blessing the land, he tried to apply his willing power over this land, over this water also. He blessed the water, blessed the land. So right here is the earth, or the global, or the abyss. Everything actually is against God's will. They are actually, shouldn't say enemies, but God tried to conquer this deep abyss, But the abyss, even after separated from the light from the dark, made the ground showed up out of the water, but the ground itself still have very small, but steady force or will to against something outsider. That's my understanding. So in this sentence, the very important things I notice is Adam, or the man God created. God gave him the capability. The natural capability is not for farming. Instead of farming, I believe it's more like a mechanic, more maintenance, more, even I rather call it a magician. No, maybe it is a leaping, okay? It's a leap. But think about it. God took him, put him in the garden, right? Then asked him to maintenance, to fix things. So use what to fix? Did God give him a plier, give him a screwdriver, or God give him a machete or something? Nothing talk about this. But if for a person you put it into that environment without those kind of tools, what kind of capability or what kind of natural capability you will use? Well, it's like think about it. God or the heavens, the early culture all showed heavens, they have the capability to move the stones, to modify the terrain. So that's possible the man inherited from it. Also, another thing is, well, for those trees, for those kind of messy fruits, or for worm, whatever, he has the way to fix it, use magic power, or to just, I don't know, to firepower, fireball, ice ball, but nothing but farming skill. Because what? Because all those fruit trees, all those veggies, all those grass, they don't need to farm. They just grow naturally. They don't need nobody to take care. Just what Adam to take care is all those animals. They eat it. They went through it. They made a mess. So Adam need to take care. But do you think he can take care because he's one person, only thing he can take care is so much. That's all he can take care. So he has to use certain tools or certain capability to kind of expand his will, right? To fix those things. So I highly suggest at the beginning, God wants a magic power, magic related culture, or hurting and the magic power culture. That's what from this sentence, my understanding. A lot of time I notice in the Bible, the statement simpler, it contains more information. Same just like a lot of philosophical statements. Who am I? Where am I come from? Where do you come from? Those kinds of things. It sounds really simple, very small, contains only few elements, but actually they are very complicated. So in this statement, God put the man he made, take the man, put him into the garden, and ask him to take care of the garden. So it contains so much information in there. At this moment, I thought about there are two very interesting hypotheses or interesting theory called SF. One is a shooter, one is a farmer. I believe there is just talk about kind of for example, if a shooter shoots rounds to target, and every 10 centimeter make a hole, and this time there's some kind of creature, two-dimensional creature. They can make a perfect assumption, which means universe every 10 centimeter will have a hole, right? That's the shooter theory. The farmer theory is a bunch of turkey every day noon, there will be food rain down to the dorm, to the farm. So one turkey scientist claimed, yeah, every day noon we'll have a food, but Thanksgiving Day there is no food. Thanksgiving Day is a ka-ching, that's it, a knife. So both actually show the human being or we live in a very limited thinking capability, our thinking method. You can call it we try to inductively, or we try to use science statistically to conclude something. Well, I think Bible is I rather call it a breaching point. So assume the Bible is correct. Assume the Bible is from God's breath. So it is the eternal connects the two-dimensional creature to the shooter, so they can trace back to see there is a shooter or there is no shooter, but at least there is a bridge you can trace back. Same thing for the turkey, same thing. Let them know there is something called Thanksgiving, and turkey meant to be eaten. So that's what I believe. And at this moment, I think God and Adam, they are doing the same thing. Let Adam experiment. Let God to see the progress between his will and the land, and put his own image, run his own image, or just a puppy or whatever, to see the interaction between the human being and the land. That's the perfect setting for Garden of Eden garden. That's I believe.